This Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith situation is getting out of hand, and it's going to a place where a lot of people are not discussing this, and it's making me question a lot of these actually influencers out here, or YouTubers, or whatever you want to call them, or whatever, because they're skipping over this, right? In 2016, in the draft, when Jaylen Brown was first drafted, it was quoted that he was too intelligent for the NBA. And we see now that he's having a lot of problems from a lot of people. He's looked at as having an attitude problem. He's looked at as a bad guy. He's never been in trouble with the law, never had no trouble with no women, never had no trouble with anything. His only problem is he's intelligent. He's over in France right now talking about algorithms and giving lectures and doing all these things. But for some reason, he's a bad guy. And ESPN and Stephen A. Smith is doing everything they can do in their power to come after him. Now, Stephen A. Smith has went on national TV and said many a times that he's a great guy. His problem is the people on Madison Avenue don't like him. But Stephen A. Smith has yet to call out Madison Avenue for their discrimination against an intelligent black man, right? We'll revisit what the issue is with Stephen A. Smith, right? Because we know Stephen A. Smith and the stuff that he does, man. I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous. But let's look at Stephen A. Smith, right? And let's listen to what he said in regards to Jaylen Brown. And you guys got to pay attention. We're going to revisit this, but then I'm going to show you some things that's alarming, right? That I've been talking about this for years when I said you cannot trust these athletes, entertainers, and all these these people that's part of the corporations. Check this out, right? Like, this thing gets real crazy, man. Real crazy.
Love with Jaylen Brown. I got nothing but love for Jaylen Brown. A black dude, highly intelligent, great player, incredible role model, don't get in any trouble. His head is on right, disciplined, focused, tenacious, successful, wealthy now with his new $304 million contract from last summer. And oh, by the way, he's a champion. Where the endorsement deals? Why have I been seeing Jason Tatum in every damn commercial? How can we see all of these teammates from AD and LeBron to, you know, PG and Kawhi to Steph and Clay, and the list goes on and on? Why do we see all of these brothers with marketing opportunities, but we don't see the same with Tatum with Brown? I wasn't calling out Brown like Brown did something wrong. I was highlighting the fact that he's all the things you should want in a role model who's an athlete. And Madison Avenue ain't giving him enough shine and attention. And Madison Avenue ain't giving him enough shine and attention. Athlete. And Madison Avenue ain't giving him enough shine. Athlete. And Madison Avenue ain't giving him enough shine and attention.
Well, Stephen, my question is, if you know that Madison Avenue is not giving him the shine and attention that he deserves, why are you not calling out Madison Avenue? If you can say all these raving things about this black man and say he's everything that you would want your children to be, and you know that he's being discriminated against for being too intelligent as a black man, why aren't you going after the corporations, Stephen A? Why are you going back and forth with this black man? Huh? Why are you going back? And you guys should play this in rotation over and over and over. All the grassroots black medias should be playing this one spot over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. Because he's clearly saying that this intelligent black man is being discriminated against by the corporate structure just for being intelligent. Just for being intelligent. And now they gave you your marching orders, and now you're going directly after Jaylen Brown, right? You're going directly after Jaylen Brown, a young man who hasn't done anything wrong.
That we can't even count. When I talked about the brilliance of this young man, his philanthropy in the community, the kind of things that he's done, and I've been raving about that all of these years. Did he complain about my reporting then? No, he did not. When I made news years ago, and I was talking about how it's not fair to him, but because he is smart, because he doesn't suffer fools, because he will speak his mind, etc. It's alienating some people on Madison Avenue and beyond, which is why he doesn't necessarily have a sneaker deal. And
whoa, because he's smart, because he doesn't suffer fools, and all this stuff is alienating the people on Madison Avenue. Steven, where's your big mouth going off on Madison Avenue? So you're telling us that a smart, intelligent black man is having problems with the corporate structure because he ain't a real jigger, he ain't a real ninja, he ain't got a bunch of baby moms, he ain't got no allegations for smacking women, fighting his teammates, he ain't got none of that. So now he's a problem. He ain't pulling out guns on video. He's over in France giving lectures, and you're on ESPN trying to destroy his image. I'm trying to listen, man.
he is smart, because he doesn't suffer fools, because he will speak his mind, etc. It's alienating some people on Madison Avenue and beyond, which is why. But because he is smart, because he doesn't suffer fools, because he will speak his mind, etc. It's alienating some people on Madison Avenue and beyond, which is why he doesn't necessarily have a sneaker deal. And
ladies and gentlemen, when we come online and we call out the Sambos and the raccoons and all these, this is what we're talking about, right? You will never see a Roland Martin or any of them expose this. Right? Only the grassroots foundation of Black Americans is going to call this out. Right? They're not going to expose this. They're going to allow this to happen. They're going to allow this to happen to this young man, unfortunately, because this is just what they do. Right? This is just what they do. It don't take rocket science to figure this out. Right? This is sad, man.
he doesn't get the advertising dollars and the market and has the marketing muscle of, say, somebody like his teammate.
What if he didn't want that? What if that's not his goal?
Jason Tatum. Do you know that I spoke about that and he came to the finals wearing his t-shirt, told show me your sources, or to the playoff game rather, show me, to tell us your.
And like he was asking, show me your sources, right? You won't hear talking about me to everybody, trying to ruin my image. Show me your sources. Well, he's not going to show the sources because he was told what to say by the people up top. He was given his marching orders. But other former NBA players also been speaking out on this, man, and they've been giving their opinion on this as well, man.
Folks don't speak up. I honestly think, and we've been honest, I don't know how this go, but like when he was front line, when the Black Lives Matter, right, and when the NBA was with the Black Lives Matter too, we were in the bubble. Everybody had different names on their jersey, like, but when he spoke up about that. In my mind, I think everything changed slowly, very slowly. I think that bled into, I don't know, shoe deals. I think that bled into, how do people view him? He was, he had the afro for a minute. It was a lot of factors out there that didn't work in his favor. But he's never done anything negative. Like he's never done anything negative.
Only John Miranda. Done no
like, you know what I'm saying?
And we gonna speak on that
still
too. Glad you said that.
Get Nike shoes. Still get Nike shoes. Get caught with pipe. I'm talking about grenade launcher thrown in the crowd. Like, and you still get Nike shoes. Shout out to John Morant. Yeah, he's never.
Boom, got kids doing it.
Yeah, like they. Come on, nigga, no coach is getting fired. I'm a champion.
He threw a bomb at me and blew up.
He need a new team ASAP, though.
Ooh, Josh?
You gotta get out of Memphis.
No, we're gonna talk about that. I told him to play some clips for me.
But
you got my clips? All right.
We'll get right because we're going to have to get to the super chat. But you say this relationship is over. Before we go to the next topic, before we talk about Ja, best fit for Jaylen Brown would be who?
Best fit for Jaylen Brown.
Put the Hornets up there.
He put the Hornets. He's wilding.
That we weren't supposed to do anything.
Pat, but this is the league. Now I'm gonna put my business hat on. He's very controversial, right? Anti-Nike, anti-this, money. JT, you ain't gonna get no headaches from JT. We know this league ain't about basketball sometimes. It's about the other.
That's a fact.
Who was that GM that said he was too smart for the league? When he came into the league, there's some GM said that he was too smart for the league.
And you know, when people up there
Jaylen
don't,
Brown was?
Yeah.
they look at that as a threat. He coming out.
I want y'all to listen to what these basketball players are saying. So when you see us grassroots foundational Black Americans speaking our own voice, we are a problem. All of us are a problem. He got up there on that high level. They gave him that money, man, and he too black. He's a problem. These are the players saying this, calling this out.
ESPN and all that.
He did just do
That's
that.
cool and all.
Nah, it's not.
They fronting the bill though on certain things.
And what is, and my thing is this, right? And we see that and we hear everything. What has he done wrong off the court, on the court, to validate any negative anything about Jaylen Brown, right? We see him traveling. We see him in, seems like, healthy relationships. We see him working out. We don't see him. We see him healthy. We see him producing. We see him producing. We see him producing so much that he has to speak up for himself. Like, damn, why I'm not in MVP racing? Like,
but why is he not?
Because he's
it's
saying
the
shit I want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And
all
you're not
I'm
gonna
saying.
win.
And
You
that's
can't
what
win
that's all I'm saying.
without media.
And that's what
It's
we
not
fans.
possible.
We fans of him. We
Right.
love him.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Fans
But we
love
just
it.
saying that
I don't
in
think
some
anything he said was
situations, in some situations, some of the things he say is why they didn't put him on the USA team. When fuck,
Right here, look.
he was the best player. He should have been on there.
It's the
Too
same
smart for NBA.
I don't really know.
They tried to do the same shit with Kyrie.
This was before
They
the
tried to do the same shit with Kyrie.
No, they did it. And that's why he went to enter, and that's why Kyrie do his own thing. But it's because these guys speak their minds.
They don't
and
want
they
it.
don't like it.
They don't just speak their minds, they maintain their blackness. That's what they do. And they don't allow the media and the corporate structure to control their minds. This is the problem.
They don't like that.
So then they get blackballed from certain stuff. And you know that's how it go, Pat. Like, Jaylen Brown should have been on that USA team. I don't care what nobody say.
yeah.
He should have been on there. But why wasn't he? Let's be real. We know why he wasn't. And it's like, come on now. Like,
Okay.
Well, he wasn't. That was because of Nike.
Could you
Exactly.
imagine?
It was all Nike.
Exactly.
Okay, exactly my
Could you
point.
imagine
But
what
what-
happened to
He
JT
should've
happened to Jaylen Brown? He would have talked about that. JT let it happen. He ain't really talked about it.
There's
That's a
beef.
different
There's some
type
kind
of-
This is related. Something ain't right
That's all
there. Because
listen.
think about it. JB's getting all this heat. But JT ain't like, nah, that's my man. We good. Da-da-da. That's not happening.
I do think that's kind of
But-
strange.
But
Right?
do we see that in the NBA at all?
There you go.
Yeah, you
You
know.
feel me? We see that in NBA. We see that in
A
NBA
lot
at
of
all?
weird work in
You feel me? So like a lot of people that I think anybody on this couch can have a take on, like, my homie, he this guy, he go speak up for me, he got me, and speak up. I honestly think, and we've been honest, I don't know how this go, but like,
But I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop it right there for a minute, because I want to get to where they're showcasing him, where they were showing him when he was in the NBA, or when he was drafted. I want y'all to see this right now. Right here, they got right here. It says too smart, right? Anonymous NBA executive on Jaylen Brown before the 2016 NBA draft, right? They said that he was too smart. So they was already concerned with him because he was a phenomenal basketball player, but he was also a genius, right? He took a graduate school class at Cal in his freshman year. Because he's so smart, it might be intimidating to some teams. He wants to know, why are you doing something instead of just doing it? Old school coaches don't want guys that question stuff. Anonymous NBA assistant general manager on Jaylen Brown before the 2016 draft, right? So check it out.
That describes my educational experience throughout high school, middle school, and elementary will be the banking concept. The teacher talks and the student listens. The teacher chooses the program, the content, and the students adapt to it. It does not allow them to develop the critical consciousness and think in their own perspective. They just regurgitate info and spit it back. Paulo Freire said himself, verbatim, that the banking concept mirrors oppressive society as a whole. Yes, education is the key to success, but application is the ignition, and we must merge the two for the vehicle to be able to move forward. Pinpoint one phrase that describes my educational experience.
So, and then you see here, Jaylen Brown, vice president in 2019, elected as vice president of the NBA Association at 22 years old. This guy's a freaking genius, and they don't want smart, intelligent black people. 2023, Jaylen Brown signed a 5-year, $303 million extension, the richest deal in NBA history at the time. He learned about the deal while working with students in a robotics session. Man, I wish I could get him, man, over here with Urban Nerves, man. My love for science runs deep, and I have a Bill NYE, and I have Bill NYE to thank for that. Brown is an MIT Media Lab director. Brown is an MIT Media Lab Directors Fellow and was offered an internship with NASA. God damn. I love it. Won first title NBA Finals with the Celtics in 2024, right? So like I said, he was a problem. He's been a problem for these people, man. He's been a thorn in their side, and they don't like him. They don't want him. He can't. They want to be able to control him, man. And this whole thing is crazy. So they got Stephen A. Smith out here, man. They got Stephen A. Smith out here running interference, man. Out here, man, just being the worst person that he can be, man. But let's go back over here. Let's go back over here and let's listen to Jaylen Brown, man. Forget Stephen A. Smith, man.
Also, algorithmic social engineering. If I control the technology, I can dictate the market. I'll explain what that means. Michel Foucault, a French philosopher, in 1975, in their work Discipline and Punish, talked about panopticism. She based it off of a prison design, right? It was a prison design with a watchtower in the middle of the prison. And this theory was that, like, by putting the watchtower in the middle, the prisoners would police themselves because they're under surveillance. So physical authority has shifted to psychological authority, right? And over time, their behaviors change. And this causes a term she calls dynamic normalization. So in the digital age, the watchtower has transferred. So through technology, through bots, through fake viral clips, fake accounts, you can police platforms and algorithmically influence society with the technology that you can control. The technology that you can control can dictate the market. We see it across various industries all the time. A lot of people have seen some of my quarrels with the media industry. That's kind of the reason why I started streaming. Some of you have seen my stream and going off on Stephen A. Smith. But exactly. But Stephen A. works for ESPN. ESPN is controlled by Disney. Stephen A. doesn't choose the topics. Somebody chooses them for him. His willingness has made him extremely valuable to these companies. But a lot of these companies and corporations, they meet 4 times a year and talk about amongst various industries how they can socially engineer.
Now I want y'all to pay attention. He's talking about algorithmic stuff, socially engineering. This is stuff that I was doing on my old page back then when they was taking the channels and videos down, right? Stuff that's forbidden for you to even have conversations with on YouTube. On my George Making One channel 7 years ago, we was talking about the social engineering, Operation Mockingbird, and how they use media and stuff to social engineer the minds of the people where your thoughts are not even your thoughts. Your thoughts was created for you, right? You're thinking through the box of other people. You're seeing things through the lens that's not even yours and you don't even know it, right? He's having conversations and lectures over here. Man, he breaking this stuff down, man, right? Man, Jaylen Brown speaks on social engineering, then brings up how Stephen A. Smith is controlled at the University of Morocco, right? This is an NBA, this is a black man, an NBA player. They don't want this. So now he's looked at as having an attitude problem because he's too smart. Where y'all at, grassroots reporting on this? Where y'all at? And hardcore pro-black. When he signed that money, they asked him what he was going to do. He said he's going to build things in the black community. That's what he said. Oh man, that was a problem.
And influence our minds, right, through the technology that they can control without us really even paying attention and even noticing it. Just like the Michel Foucault theory, where I was talking about the watchtower that is policing the prisoners. Bots, comments, positive comments, or negative comments could affirm whatever agendas that they want to push. They can create the bots, they can control kind of the approvals or dis.
Man, he's telling you how they're controlling your thoughts and your minds. They're downloading this into your subconscious, and you're manifesting these behaviors, right? And they're sitting there watching it, and they're creating realities based off the way you respond to it. Oh man, let me chill before I get it, because see y'all gonna have the old George come out, right? They're socially engineering you to see things through a certain lens, and then they're creating the reality for you while making the money off of your spirituality, because you're giving it your energy, your time. That's why we call them parasites, right? This is what they're doing to you in your mind, right? When we was doing content like this, y'all wasn't paying attention. I had to come over into the gossip stuff just to get your attention and put the genie in the bottle, because when we was giving it to you on the old channels, y'all didn't want to hear it. Now we're going into the 2030 agenda. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on, right? So these bots, nanotechnology, listen, he knows this stuff. We was teaching, he's breaking this stuff down. They don't want him telling the public this. I'm telling you now, every woman is on social media with her butt out, her clit, all this. Guys is on there putting all their business out there because they conditioned you to normalize this stuff that you normally wouldn't do, right? It's become normalized to you now. Right? They done downloaded this into your mind, into your memory. And now this is the behavior that you put out. And they create the reality based off of your response to it. But, let's proceed.
Approvals of what is in society. Another example is kind of like group thinking. If I control a bunch of platforms, or I control a bunch of accounts, or, have a bunch of partners that are all in cahoots with me, I can also socially engineer conversations, start trends, kind of create a herd mentality.
You heard what he said? It was what I just told you. Create the conversation, start trends, and you start manifesting the behavior. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dumb YouTuber, I guess. What do I know?
Where you think it's natural, but it's all algorithmically engineered to dictate the market. And then the last one I would say is like the digital dopamine. A lot of us are addicted to social media. We don't even know it.
But I want you to hear, because his father came out and he responded to Stephen A. and everybody. And I want to revisit what his father said, because they don't want fathers there. They don't want fathers there. And they don't want you too smart. They want you dumbed down so they can control you. Right, but his dad came up there, Mr. Brown, the 7-foot-tall former boxing champion with 25 knockouts. So I'm gonna call him Mr. Brown. He got up there and he said this:
what to say and what not to say, what's off limits. And Big Perk, you wrong to know. Commentary. My son is very educated enough to know what to say and what not to say, what's off limits. And Big Perk, you wrong for jumping against your teammate, nigga. I don't like that. Excuse the N-word, but that it is. You know what I'm saying? Watch your mouth, boy.
Okay. The champ is back. But sometimes we learn from I'm a father, right? And sometimes my daughter is, she's in grad school right now. I went to visit her over the weekend. I realize now when I talk to her, I'm learning from her, and you might, take things differently than how Jaylen might handle it, right?
He handling it like he's supposed to. He's always handled himself like a man, like a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Very respectful kids I raised, man. Let me tell you something. Very respectful kids, all of them. You know what I'm saying? And how he handled that kind of pressure, I commend him.
Yeah.
Because I'm different. I'm getting your face, Stephen A. Yeah, I'm coming to see you.
Marcellus, why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm to see you, Stephen A.
What would you say?
I called you a couple times, Stephen A., and you didn't answer. But it's okay. I just wanted to talk about it man to man. What's your problems? Why are you attacking him? Why do you attack the black community? Go attack the white community. Oh,
and see, I'm gonna cut it there. And I just want people to get this, to watch this video. I don't know how many views the algorithm is going to give this video because of some of the things that I said in the video about the algorithm and what they're doing to your mind and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the one that downloads, is the recording. Your conscious mind is the ones that's constantly observing everything and experiencing. The subconscious mind is the recording. It's the memory. When you go to the store now, say you got to buy more memory, you need more space. It's emulating the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is the one that's reminding the consciousness of what you just experienced. And it's allowing you to manifest the behavior, right? But you don't understand the conscious and subconscious mind, the algorithms and the things that they put out there, the bots, and then they create the realities based off the way that you respond. That's a whole nother conversation that y'all not used to me talking about on this channel here, right? On my George Making 1 and 2 channels. Oh, this is what you got all the time. Right. But in order for me to get a larger audience, I got to come out here and talk the garbage stuff. And maybe I can have this conversation with you guys if you're ready. We want to have a real urban nerds conversation about algorithms, bots, nanotechnology, and all the things that they're doing to your mind. Jaylen Brown, oh man, I love this brother, man. Oh, I love this brother because he's man. Listen, he understands who he is, right? He hasn't lost his stuff. But because he's intelligent, he's a problem. He's a problem. And it is what it is. So I'm challenging the grassroots to get a hold of this and do a video on it. But if you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.